Hi, this is Keeping It Real with Jackie, and since I'm gonna keep it real, that's what this whole thing is about. For me to keep it real, not just for anyone who watches, but for myself. When I was going through my breakdown, the day it started to all spiral downhill, it was a horrible day for me, and I had to throw my niece her birthday party at one of those trampoline parks, where they bounce around on all these trampolines and throw herself in those fuzzy things. And then I had to take her to dinner at a buffet. Mind you, I'm the one throwing the party, paying for everything. Because that's what you do when you're raising, kids. You got to pay for things. And I was having this horrible day, where I couldn't stop crying. And then my cousin and me walk into the party, the first steps into the party. And you ever have a song that comes on that has gut-wrenching emotions for you? Well, out of nowhere, I burst out crying. All these kids running around, all these adults around, and I bust out crying. And thank God my cousin was with me, because she pulled me out of there. And I went in her car and I bawled my eyes out. And thank God my brother was able to watch the party for me, because I missed the whole trampoline park because I couldn't stop crying. Everything in me wanted to walk back in there and do what I had to do as guardian, but I couldn't. I just was full of tears, and I didn't want to ruin my niece's party with my emotions. So trampoline park is over. I cried my tears hard in the car, and I pulled myself together, and I went to dinner with my brother and my cousin and my nieces and nephews, and my little cousin gave me the tightest, sweetest hug. And it's like kids always know when you're not 100%. Kids know right away, bam, when you're not there. But the kids didn't ask questions. They didn't, they didn't do any, but my brother and my cousin talked to me, once the kids left the table, they talked to me. I didn't even eat. That's how bad it was. I'm at dinner that I'm paying for and don't even eat. It was a buffet and everything. I wasted the food. And sometimes when you go through something so traumatic, and a breakdown especially, that one song can trigger all these emotions like a wave, whoosh, all over you. And that's what it felt like it was just smacked right in my face. And for my health and my mental being, I'm trying to listen to that song without crying. I'm listening to that song, and that's how I know I'm getting better. I cut off social media. I took away the triggers from my life, and now the song does not affect me in a way it did, because to evolve as a person, as a human being, you have to open yourself up to the things that used to make your blood boil or make you cry or make you feel a certain way. And that's what I'm trying to do, open myself up to those things that would mentally make me feel sick and ill and have all these emotions inside. And when you're in that space, that headspace, where you feel like, I can't listen to the song, I can't hear this because it reminds me of that person or that being or a food or a smell, force yourself to do that thing that makes you feel like you don't want to do it, because you don't want to fear or have a thing where you can't be around, because then you're not getting better mentally. You're just suppressing it all. And for your own well-being, do what's best for you. I'm not back on Facebook because for me, mentally, I don't want to put myself in that negative vibe, in that negative energy, in that headspace. And it became where everything was negative, and people have a tendency to be Facebook bullies indirectly. And I've talked about this a lot with people I care about, and people can be indirect with things and harmful and hurtful, whether they mean to or not. And the best thing for you is to distance yourself from social media when you feel like you're being attacked. Because at the end of the day, why should you deal with that when you're a good person and you don't deserve the things that's happening to you? So my advice would be to distance yourself until you're mentally ready to put yourself in that headspace again. So this is Jackie, keeping it real as always. And I'm always going to keep it real, because at the end of the day, that's all I know how to be as a person, as a woman, as someone who has a good heart. And not too many people these days know that, how to keep it real, you know? So all you can do is be yourself.